Time now to check in once again with Dan Russell about this weather impact alert. How's it going to be for tomorrow morning's rush hour, Dan?
Well, I think in and around Buffalo, we're going to have those icy conditions from anything that's kind of locking up here at the moment. As far as additional snowfall, I think in and around Buffalo, not too bad. Again, it's going to be primarily into ski country where we see that snow pile up. Temperatures today did get above freezing. We did climb up well into the 30s. That's why we did see a change over to rain. But now that things are locking back up, they're going to remain locked up for some time. In fact, look at the high temperature. We are now below freezing right through the weekend, and it likely won't be until sometime around the middle of next week when we'll climb out of this deep freeze. And I do think the second half of this month, for the first time, as we take a look at temperatures 8 to 14 days out, again, these are temperature anomalies. For the first time, we now have a lot more orange and red showing up, including even here in western New York. So we're actually now beginning to see some signs of above average temperatures as we head into the second half of this month. Of course, in the meantime, we are still talking about some deep winter weather. And yeah, we do have a weather impact alert for tomorrow, not for Buffalo, but for areas of ski country and the southern tier, because that is where we're going to be tracking at times some pretty good lake effect snow that's going to be producing not only winter travel, blowing snow, snow-covered roadways, and even at times near zero visibility. It's going to be some wind-whipped snow showers. So let's track that for you here with Future Look. Again, the widespread snow that was around earlier, for the most part, that has since exited. Now we're just beginning to see those kind of lake effect streamers set up. But because it is that northwest flow, this is where we don't really get that, like, say, single intense band of lake effect snow that produces snowfall rates around 2 to 3, even at times 2 to 4 inches an hour. This is where we get these smaller bands where maybe at times you can get upwards of an inch an hour, especially across some of the higher elevations. And here we are tomorrow morning, again, outside of a couple of stray flakes. Just cold and blustery in around the Buffalo metro, but across some of the south towns, especially the deeper south towns into ski country, that's where we're tracking those lake squalls. And here we are around lunchtime, still tracking those localized lake snow showers, primarily into areas of ski country. Southern tier, not much happening in around Buffalo, but notice, again, temperatures remaining cold. We hold in the 20s tomorrow. Wind chills will easily hold in the teens, so be ready for that. Here we are around 4 o'clock tomorrow. We're still tracking those localized lake effect snow showers. Again, anywhere from East Aurora, stretching over towards Hamburg and Point South into ski country, Arcade, Ellicottville, Franklinville, down towards Olean. That's where we're going to find the steadiest lake effect snow throughout our Thursday. Now, as we get into Friday, some very dry air works in. We'll have high pressure aloft and outside of maybe a couple of flurries try to sneak in here off of Lake Erie. Friday's looking pretty quiet, still chilly, but at least we'll have some sunshine, especially for your Friday afternoon. And then heading into Saturday, there might be a little bit of lake effect snow that we'll have to keep an eye out for Saturday morning from Buffalo northward, but especially south towns and southward Saturday afternoon. I think we'll have a better chance for some accumulating snow. And in the wake of that system, one more again shot of some bitter cold air Sunday and into early next week before we can try to finally climb out of this deep freeze. So again, for snowfall amounts, this is with the lake effect snow that's developing into tomorrow. So this is by Friday morning. In and around Buffalo, we're really not going to see a lot. Occasionally we'll get to a few stray snow showers and maybe upwards of a coating to an inch or so. But it is, you can kind of see it here very nicely, whether it's deep southern Erie County, Wyoming County, so in and around Springville, Sardinia, Arcade, down towards Ellicottville. That's where we're expecting the highest numbers. Could see even upwards of a foot in and around Ellicottville, again, the heart of ski country. So yeah, that's where we want to see the snow, and they're looking at more of it piling up here over the next 36 hours. So tomorrow we do have that weather impact alert, but only into the hills. Outside of that, just breezy and cold, with just a chance for a couple of stray flakes. Highs upper 20s to near 30, but feeling much colder when you factor in that breeze. That breeze will settle down for our Friday with partly sunny skies. Again, nothing more than a few flurries near the lake, a high around 30. 7-day forecast, so heading into the weekend, Saturday we'll potentially track some of that lake effect snow initially north and then pushing south into the afternoon. Looking just quiet but frigid here on Sunday, a high only around 20. Another little system later Monday, could see a little round of some snow showers there, but once that system clears, you could even see by Wednesday with Buffalo and Niagara Falls, we have temperatures trying to climb back up to around 40. So yeah, for the time being, still locked in this big time winter pattern, but sometime around the middle of next week, it looks as though this pattern will finally begin to break down.